Righto, so let's quickly have a look. See, guys, we are live on air. It seems that the music has run out and we can start yapping. And very welcome to everybody on the stream. We are very lively here on Discord and we've discussed so many things already. Zibo, thank you for joining us. As far as I know, you should be home now and you said you were going to join us, so welcome. If you spot anything or you want us to discuss anything, just drop me a note and we'll add it in there. Okay, so that we obviously convey the correct message. Then a very interesting discussion developed like 5 minutes ago here on Discord. And by the way, let me quickly. Okay, guys, on Discord, you are now live as well. I just had to unmute you guys. We were discussing the big story behind version 3.50. So whether you want to call it a bit of information, a public service announcement, or just FYI, we felt it's in everybody's interest that we just explain to you a little bit of what's happening with version 3.5, because we don't want you guys to get unnecessarily excited about the wrong thing. So, guys, you can join the discussion here, but I'll start it off by saying what is currently happening is a major shift from XLUA into C++. So Zibo is changing the programming language. The programming language is changing from XLUA to C++. So for those of you that are very familiar, let's say real world pilots of the 737-800, you will notice certain things, and for the flight simmers you might actually not notice much of a difference, just because it's not really a new system that's being implemented. It's an old system that is being revamped and upgraded with a different code. The spin-off is going to be slightly better frame rates, more stability in X-plane, in the Zibo Mod, and things like that. So I just wanted to put that out there, and then you guys here on Discord can just add your little string to that as well, if you want to. And the other question, because apparently, and I haven't noticed it, I must be honest, I've been swamped in real world work this week, but there's kind of a hype being built up around version 3.50, and we just wanted to make sure you guys understand it's not so much new systems or new eye candy or something, it's doing things better with a better programming language. That's more of in line of what's currently happening. And currently where we are at now is, you all know we started with LNAV. There's a little bit of VNAV work that's been done, and currently we're looking at the holds, and the holds is a different beast of a different kind in its entirety. So we're going to try do 2 holds in this flight today, just to show you guys, and also obviously show Zibo that the code's working, and so on and so forth. So just wanted to mention that to you guys. Are you guys on Discord happy? Did I say it correctly?
Yeah, I mean, as I understand it, there are going to be some refinements. So real-world pilots will notice that things are displayed and operate correctly. As a simmer, I probably wouldn't have noticed. When it doesn't work, when I do it, I usually blame myself,
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think there are going to be quite a few refinements and making it more authentic, but
absolutely.
Other than that, it's, the plane is meant to fly a certain way, and that's what Zibo's trying to do, I suppose.
Exactly, yeah. So that's where we're at. So guys, we're going to take it easy. We're not going to rush. We're going to obviously discuss some of the issues with the holds as we program them, because I'm going to program 2 of them in even before takeoff now. And we'll just drop a couple of nuggets in there for you guys to understand what it's about. And then you guys can obviously ask your questions and shoot from the hip, just go for it. Michael, thank you so much. And Dealey, thank you so much. Yeah, nice livery. This is the handiwork of George here, George Walker, who made it for me. It's based upon a previous design that was initially done by Pine 65, Jacques Pinard. But this one has got quite a few upgrades that George thought about and supplied me with. There's Martin, Hendrik, Steve. Sorry guys, I haven't said physically hello to you guys, but welcome. Guys, I did not plan on flying online because of the holds in the test flight as such. But if you guys want to fly with, just tell me, we can make a plan. We'll disconnect if we interfere with somebody or the ATC or something, but other than that, if you want to, you're welcome to fly with. Mark, thank you for the message. Let me quickly have a look. Okay, I might or I might not mention that. Let's see where we can maybe put that in. Steve, no, not additional pages, but a substitution of code. So where the code is initially or was done in XLua with Node++, it's now being done in C++. Basically, it's a complete changeover of the code. It's being refined, it's being upgraded, and made more real with every step of the way. Right, I need to get my OFB on screen quickly. Right, payload and all these things. Let's get going. Fuel 3.7, that's fine. What happened was me and Mac were going to do a test flight in 2.6, and just as we were ready to go live and get going, about an hour or so ago, Zibo quickly dropped us the 2.7, which is what we're flying now. So it obviously remembers that bit of information. Hello, Yorkie. Welcome. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. You're obviously on stream and watching, so I am checking the dev room here, see what you are showing. Thank you so much.
Counter cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call us through the menu when you're ready to go.
Alright, I need to... Actually, you know what? Yes, Paul?
I was going to say, are you taking extra fuel for holding?
I've got extra 1.6 ton of fuel, so that should be enough. I can quickly add a little bit.
Well, I was doing something like this, I think it might have been yesterday, and I was all set up when I realised that I didn't put any holding fuel, and when I did, of course, the CG altered and the V-speeds altered.
Oh, of course. So let's do it now before we get into those kind of things. So we've got one, I'll tell you now. You know what? We don't have that much alternate and reserves. It's about 1.5. So I think what we'll do is just add another. Why don't we make it around 5 tons? So it's another 1.3.
Because yeah, I had difficulty getting the V speeds to change. Now I think you had a bit
I had
of that
this.
on one of your streams, and I
Yes.
couldn't work out whether it was me or something
No.
knocked me.
Yeah, no, once you've set the V speeds in the current configuration of the Zibo, once you've set the V speeds, you cannot click the line select key and then auto populate them again. You have to physically type them. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So that is in the dev room. So it's on the list of stuff that needs to be attended to.
Great.
Yes. Hello, Flight 73. Looking forward. Yeah, we all are. We all are. What did I not do? I think I did all of that. Map. Right, we're going to climb to flight level 290. It's a very short flight. We're not gonna go much higher. We can't really. It's impossible. So what we'll do is we'll keep that one, I'll keep that one and that one while I'm thinking about it. Alright, okay, for those of you that know how the plan fuel situation works, it is now fully implemented and you can actually use it as in the real world. And that's supposed to be 5.0 then, 5. There we go. Alright, so once you've put that in, you can continue and configure your whole FMC, and it will then count the fuel in the background and you'll get the correct balance and weights and things.
Ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Alright, we didn't have much time to test it, but anyway, it works. You guys can go test it. Please be aware the plan side of the fuel side is actually an option in the EFB, so if you don't see it, you have to enable it. Right, so we are looking at 59.5. Alright, so our reserves is then going to be 3, probably 3 point. And the cost index is going to be 20 again. You know what, just not to get that warning, let's just make that lower. Otherwise it's going to complain when using reserve fuel all the time. 290. Hello, Peter. I just want to see if you guys can see that whole picture still. Hendrik. Exactly, technically correct. I suppose you can say that, but at the end of the day, we're fiddling with it anyhow, so we're not too worried about which side it goes anyway. I just don't want the reserve fuel warning to come up the whole time, so we skip that like a stop street, just smile and wave. Right, so it's going to make our turn for us there. Right, okay, so I just want to get my chart up and actually go look. I think the first one will be ZIRAN. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to hold ZIRAN. Nope. Hold a second. There we go. Right, so we're going to do a straight in. It's going to be a normal hold. We're going to turn to the right hand side. That's perfectly fine. Then if we want to go to the next hold, that'll be ZOOMR. And over here, I think, Mac, if I can recall correctly, it was 330 left that we wanted. I tried to remember, but we might have to quickly fix that. So if we now go to the plan view, we step through. See, there's the first hold. And there's the other one. So, Mac, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, so this
correct.
is... Sorry, say again. Mac?
The left, if you're looking at that, the waypoint you see is your waypoint, hold waypoint fix, and you've got a left track going left round. So Nico's going to have to go through that waypoint, across to the other outbound leg, and then come back round to cross back over the waypoint again to get into the right rotation of
the correct
flying
rotation,
around that leg.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a bit of a trick question we're asking the student there. Okay, so we're going to leave it as that, and we're going to see how the aircraft then responds to it. Right, okay, so that's that. Then we just skip through quickly and just make sure everything is now fine. First hold. All right, okay. Now, one of the things that has been built into this new system is as you get closer, the hold will also expand on the display. You'll see it's going to look bigger. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that. I've seen Mac show me pictures of it, but I haven't seen it myself. First time I'm going to look at that. I'm not sure if it's going to happen exactly here, what the criteria is, but there's so many new features that's like the real aircraft that's built in now. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. Right, so we've done all of that. We just quickly need to make sure that we've got the trim and the reset. I know I set the V-speed, but trim's 5.5, so let Linda do her magic.
Trim up.
Right, I think we are about set. I'm going to start the APU quickly. Alright, okay. Let us close the doors and call the pushback.
On the cockpit, the TOW's driving up now.
Oh, you know what? Now that I look at this livery, I apologize to George and to Jacques. Because of the chrome, I was associating it the wrong story with the right livery. This one was made by Jacques. Sorry guys, apologies. This specific one was a Jacques creation. Oops.
All doors and hatches are closed. We're connecting now.
Before start procedure.
Walk around completed. Before start procedure. Before start procedure completed.
Touch connected and bypass pins inserted. Release the brakes.
Hey, Mike.
Yes, Paul.
I know I've been asleep a couple of hours, but what's the story when you put the hold speed in? Does it then restrict the speed at the fixed waypoint automatically? Because I think sometime yesterday it was doing it for some kinds of holds, but not one of the others. Has that changed, or?
Let me just... Right, I'll pause for a second, Paul, because I'm just getting to my first hold.
Okay, push is commencing. Go ahead and
Start
the
number
engine.
2
Right,
engine.
if Zibo is available, if he could
Starting
look
number
at
2
my
engine.
stream in the Skymatix Live on Air channel, the fluctuating is still there, Zibo. Can you see it, Paul?
Stand by. Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's running, eh? Well, hold on. I'm going to put it on my stream. Then we've got it on record. Then Zibo can just watch it there.
Well, it may be. It's just this particular hold entry that it's causing it on.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. The fact is we need to get it on record. So there you go.
And this is a parallel entry for anybody that I'm
Okay.
watching in Discord.
And are you sure you updated this time, Mac? Mac?
I'm just checking now to
Started
double
fast.
check.
Be triple check or quadruple check, knowing you, Mac.
RC2.7.
Okay. Just checking. Start number 1 engine.
And
Starting
it's
number 1
flickering.
engine.
Doesn't matter which range I'm doing it in. Look, Paul, it's... Once it gets into the hold, I think it stops. But from the moment it starts, the 3 minutes before getting there, and
But Mr. Mac, I can see the hold is not properly righted.
That's not drawn properly.
LNAV,
25
the
and 2.
LNAV is not correct inside the hold. If you
That's-
zoom in really tight, you can see.
the little one is what you see before it propagates into the larger display when you get close. It's flicking between two different pictures.
Displays,
Roger,
yes. Two
See, now,
different scales.
now
Start
it's
procedure
cleared it.
completed.
Yeah.
Just disconnected and bypass pins removed.
Yeah,
And
but
now
zoom in very tight, and you see.
But now that's going to fly the pattern. I'm flying a parallel, and then it'll go around there, come back round, and then become a left-hand turn one. So it runs parallel, then does the teardrop back over the waypoint, and then reverses.
Okay.
Right, okay, so we're ready to go, guys. Let's go check this out. It would help if we actually conclude the whole setup.
Taxi lights on. Flaps 5 set.
Yes, sir. Very relaxing. I'm pretty sure we can take the next intersection and maybe just do an intersection takeoff. This is a long runway. Paul, you wanted to say?
I was going to repeat my question to Mac, but if you're busy, Mac, don't worry.
Carry on, sorry, Paul.
Yeah. Does setting the speed in the hold automatically set the speed at the hold fix as you're coming in? Because you
Yes.
can be tearing along in cruise, and you obviously enter a lower speed for the holding.
Um,
And there was one of the different entry
yes, there was.
that didn't bring that speed down at the hold fix. Has that been sorted
I
out?
can't remember. I didn't notice it on this one going into this one, Paul. I'll admit that. I don't think they've all been sorted. And another item, if you look at mine at the moment, my view is that that FL for DCS01, the flight level, that should be in magenta. It's a bold item, and it should be a restriction that's retained until you leave the hold. And if you look at the actual hold information, they're both in magenta.
Before
I
takeoff
don't know.
procedure.
Perhaps if you
Nico,
wanted to defend it,
I was going
Before
to
takeoff
point that out
procedure.
when Nico gets to that element in his stream.
Yeah,
Good
let's talk
idea.
about it when it's here on the screen. Everybody can
Yeah.
check it, can see it.
Before takeoff procedure
But it's
completed.
flying this pattern now beautifully, Paul.
Stabilized.
excellent.
This is parallel entry.
Okay.
Hello, hello.
Hi, hello.
Takeoff thrust set.
Did we change anything on this voice channel, Nico? Because
80 knots.
I can't log into this room here as before. I have to do other things.
I have not changed a single thing. Nothing. Unless Discord changed something that I'm not aware of, I didn't do it.
I used to click on Skymatix Live.
Positive
Are
range.
we on the air, by the way?
Yes, we are.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. No,
I'll
go
shoot-
ahead, go ahead. It's not a problem,
No, I'll-
Dimitri.
Sorry, I was just clicking on it and, you know, where it says live on the air, but it wouldn't let me in.
Yeah, I know, I don't know why. I'd never changed anything, yeah.
Runway turn off, lights off. Flaps 1 set. Flaps up. And set.
Okay, so... Come on, man. Really?
I think we got a bot in the...
Yeah, I'm busy deleting already, man.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I honestly cannot understand why it is so difficult. There we go. To just do a blanket thing. There we go. Bye bye bot. Yeah, no, everybody. I don't know anybody that likes bots. Hello, good afternoon, by the way, yes.
And after me saying how cool it was flying this whole pattern of mine, all of a sudden it lost the plot a bit.
In what sense?
Well, when it got to the centre of the circle, it did that kick to the right, Paul, before it then turned left to go over the hold point. And look, now it can't stay within the restraints of the hold pattern.
Speed hasn't gone up or anything.
If it hadn't kicked to the right and had kicked to the left, it would have been okay.
That's just as it's crossing the hold fix, is that correct?
No, this was where it was crossing the centre section of the hold when it was going, reversing the direction in the twist of the teardrop.
Right.
But if you look at what my bank angle is, Paul, at the moment, and what I'm turning, I mean, that's...
12 degrees.
Yeah, there's so much more room there to turn, and yet it's not using it.
Alright, so I'm going to point out something to you. If we go to the plan view and we zoom back in, okay. This is not a very great way to show it, but I'm going to give you the technical explanation that Mark gave me earlier. So if you look at the ND range and it's greater than 80 nautical miles, this whole flight I don't think is even that far. It's just a little bit further than it, but basically I said it earlier as well, you'll see the hold pattern is drawn very small. It's just, you know, to show you that there is something like that. But essentially what happens is when you are within 3 minutes of the actual hold, it will enlarge in scale on the ND. It will actually show it in a bigger format. So if we zoom in there, you can also see it there. You'll see it's drawn very small. Okay, and then as we get closer, you'll see it's gonna enlarge. That's in essence what the FCOM says it should do.
Alright, so it's drawn small, so it's not cluttering up the display.
Correct.
But when you get within a certain distance, it draws it to the right size.
Yeah, 3 minutes, yes. Within 3 minutes of holding the fix, it redraws it. It scales it, basically.
Fabulous.
Yeah. I've never seen that happen in any other aircraft in any simulator before. It's going to be a first for me.
Transition altitude.
Right, well, while we are climbing, let's quickly start doing the forecast anyway. Bad weather all around as well. Temperature at the destination, it's 13. That gives us deviation of 2 and 2990, 29.90. At 4, 245, at 47, 232, and 38. There we go. Right, we are going to do an RNAV approach, and it's going to be an RNP 0.11 approach. Okay, we're going to have to go down, sorry, mouse 3500. Once we reach the top, we're not going to set that, we will come back to that, and 31. Right. There's 31. Alright. We're getting there. What do you mean no change in transition level, Hendrik? The transition level is 18,000 in the US and it's gone through that, so that's why it the standard button. Not sure what you mean, sorry. Alright, we've got the VORs and no ILSs, that's perfect. So we're getting there.
Are you a member of the Mile High Club, sir?
Right, okay. Hello, Bjorn.
Good evening, Nico.
Hello, Owen. Right, let's look at... Oh, you know what? It would have been nice if I was just looking at the screen. We'll check the next one, but there you can already see it's bigger.
And it'll grow again in a minute.
Okay.
There you go. Oh no, if you go down to 20 miles.
Yeah, but that's like zooming in.
Yeah, but you want to see the entry path.
Alright,
So
there we go.
it'll draw the path in a minute for your entry.
Hendrik, yeah, that is for the European flight operations. In America, we don't use that. If you look at the PDF that I also supplied to you guys, I'm pretty sure I mentioned there, it's for European flight operations. In America, the transition level is 18,000. So as long as you hit your standard button around about 18 or just above 18, you should be fine. it's got a lot of room to equalize again. Whereas if you fly in Holland and the transition level is 3000, you don't have a lot of space, a lot of room to equalize again.
Nico, just to point out, you won't see an entry path because you're doing a direct in right-hand turn one.
Okay.
It's just going to follow
1000 to level off.
It's just going to follow the hold.
Okay, I thought as much, but it's fine. We'll check the next one. I'm going to try and keep this kind of a view basically now for the rest of the flight, so I'll check it. Hello, Carl.
When you get into the hold, can you turn from the progress page to the hold page again on the right-hand FMT?
Oh, we've got it already.
Okay.
There, it's slowing down, Paul.
Excellent.
Hello, Chris. Welcome.
Gone to magenta, it's in the hold. Now notice that the speed and the out are both in magenta.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go to the legs page,
The speed is in magenta.
the speed is, but I believe the flight level should also be in magenta there, because notice it is in bold.
Mm-hmm. Andrea. Andrea, that's been in the Zibo for 2 or 3 years already. There's nothing wrong with VNAV during takeoff. If you watch my stream, you roll back to the beginning, I mostly take off with VNAV on. I can't say that it goes to the flaps 1 speed. That's not my experience. I mean, I still have to go through the whole motion of doing things. But you must also understand one thing. The PMDG is modeled on a 2008 model of the NG. And this model, the Zibo Mod, is compliant with the latest and the greatest. So if there is a change in implementation in the way Boeing does it, then obviously the Zibo will reflect what Boeing has implemented currently.
So we're accelerating now.
Yeah, it's gone back. Speed's gone back up, which I don't think is right. It should remain at the hold speed. It's pointless reducing the speed going into the hold and then just putting the foot down again. There you go.
If you look at mine, Paul, the exit speed is being controlled. I don't know what the implementation of the input bit of the leg is. Another thing to explain to people there is what holds available means at the bottom. You've got best speed, Nico, and then at the bottom right you've got then hold available. We discovered last night that that is the number of minutes you've got before you would end up using your reserve fuel to still make it to the end of your flight.
All right, cool. Very nice, very nice.
Hours and minutes.
Okay, Andrea, another question. Did you actually set the Zibo up to comply? Because it's no good if you do not set the Zibo according to your SOP. You need to go into the EFB and you need to specify your SOP for the takeoff. I mean, if you don't do that, the Zibo is going to do the default. So the Zibo was designed with Ryanair and a whole bunch of other carriers and their pilots involved, and the Zibo makes provision for a lot of customization, but you're going to have to study the EFB, look at the EFB guide, learn how to use it, then implement it, and then the Zibo will most definitely do what you wanted to do. So I'm not sure if you've gone to that extent, but it's worthwhile checking it out. You see there, it's now decelerated and it's now accelerating again, you see. I'm going to exit the old just now. Peter, I see you say it stays bright. I don't know. The only thing I can suggest is switch off the light, just make it go darker. If you've got any Lua scripts or any fancy add-on that might brighten it, you're going to have to disable it, because that's not a Zibo issue that I'm aware of. That will be a third-party interference of some sort.
And just remember, there are two lights on the overhead panel. One is a look-down light that shines directly on the center console, and then you've got those lights there that project on forward.
Yeah.
So you've got that one and the one behind it. The one behind it. Sorry, no, the other one is on the control panel. Sorry, Nico.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, the fact of the matter is, the Zibo in itself doesn't make things look bright or dark. It's always an add-on that makes things brighter or darker. And if you've got your HDR setting on in your displays, it should be normal.
You've got the floodlight there on the center console, and that's two lights over the overhead that shine down on the center console.
Yeah, this one. So anyway, the fact of the matter is, I can't see it being the Zibo. Yeah, hello. Yes. Yeah, the map light is also here. This one. This is your map light. That's actually this one. This is the map light. You see, now it's on. And now it's off. Yeah, now you're asking me. I need to actually now find it as well. I don't fiddle with these things, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to find them. Displays, FMC, no. Realism, general config. Where the heck would that be? Then it can only be in here somewhere. Let's take it slow and steady and go through this. Displays. Oh, here we go. There. Under your FMS. I mean, over here, if you start setting up everything here, that's the one thing you're going to have to do. The next thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to do the load and balance correctly. You know, things like that. I'm not sure how far back to go or where to find your problem, Andrea, but I mean, literally, if you set all these values correctly, you know, previous page, these ones, the aircraft will behave according to the FCOM. That's the whole idea behind the aircraft and matching the FCOM. So this is the first bit that I would go set. Second thing I would check is make sure you have a valid OFP. There's no point in you thumb sucking values to do the takeoff. You have to follow a structured proper OFP with proper values. You know, then compare those values and the results you get from those values to what the FCOM says. You know, and then you'll be able to discern whether it's right or wrong or not. You know, and then it's as easy as putting it on the forum with a video or screenshots just stating the case. You know, I mean, while Zibo is working on it, it might be a very good time exactly now to bring it to his attention, and then it will be discussed by the real pilots. The real pilots then advise, Zibo implements, and we test. You know, that's about the way of how it happens. So if you want to add something, please do it now. Right, so there we have the small little whole thing. I want to actually see, you know, that change over into the bigger picture. Hello, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan, that's what the video is about, the whole stream. So if you roll back to the beginning, you'll hear a couple of things we said, and then obviously the change log is in the notes below the video. So just click on show more and you can see. It's all about the holds at this point in time. The whole focus is on the holds.
For a cup of coffee. Would you care for one?
Notice your speed AIS at the moment, Nico.
I know. This is just what I was swallowing to start saying. Is Mac and Paul, the speeds are crazy. It goes up and down and up and down.
Yeah, I have a question, Nico.
Shoot.
Those speeds you're talking about, isn't that part of the VNAV coding?
Yes and no. The VNAV coding has got nothing to do with the speeds in the hold, and that's definitely not the way it should be. It needs attention. But what's happening in this phase, this could be a spin-off of some VNAV issues somewhere, you know, because obviously it needs to read the speed from somewhere. But we'll let Zibo decide, Christer. I don't know. I can't make the judgment.
No, I'm just curious because I have the same issues here in the earlier versions.
Yeah.
I have the same issues.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I'm getting similar issues as well, Nico, about how it comes out of the hold in speed-wise and what happens when it reverts back to the original route. It's unstable, yeah.
Andrea, don't put it in the Facebook page because then we have to play postbox. please put it in the Zibo forum, the official forum, so that Zibo can actually see it himself. You know, otherwise I'm gonna have to make a copy, then pass it on to him, and you know, it just makes it longer.
Nico,
Yes.
are you doing the next hold partway through your descent, or are you holding at 290 here?
Actually, we need to descend. We need to descend. So wherever we need to go to, let's quickly see. I forgot we didn't set it because it was still climbing when I started doing it.
Nico?
Yeah?
Just a stupid question again. This PPOS function,
Yeah?
is that part of the test today also?
No. We're not going to test it today, no.
Okay. Thank you.
We discussed it, but it's not part of the test today. No.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Aha. Another question.
Yes.
You programmed 2 holds, is that correct?
Yes.
And this is the second of the 2 holds that's coming up.
Yes.
And yet you have page 1 of 2 in your holds page there. I'm assuming that the second page is the hold for the missed approach, is that correct?
That's a good question, Mr. Paul.
Click next page.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. You're
right.
correct.
Well, that's changed. Before it was just the ones that you'd programmed, I think.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Not all missed approaches end with a hold though, Paul.
Yeah, but this one does, so it's in there. Yeah, awesome. Steve, sorry. Don't worry about the spelling, but it does help if I understand what you're asking. When I'm tired like this, you know, it does help. Right. The additional information currently in the discussion is simply the hold, the little drawing, needs to become big within 3 minutes of us actually reaching the hold. That needs to enlarge in size. So this is part of the test. We want to see that thing enlarges. And I was looking at the freaking window. As luck would have it, in the previous hold we didn't see it actually grow. So we're going to watch it now.
Well, you're currently doing what, 7 miles a second, Nico?
I don't know.
Or
I
what,
didn't.
60 into 460.
I'm busy slowing down, Mac. I'm busy coming back.
Oh, all right. No, I was just thinking you give you a rough idea how far 3 miles is, 3 minutes is from that.
Okay, well, you're welcome to work it out and tell us. My head's not in math mode right now. Ryan, that's a new option that Zibo implemented a few months ago, 2-3 months ago already. What's it called again? This magenta line here, this VNAV path. What's it? Damn it.
VNAV path, it's...
Wait, I'll find it. VNAV speed band. It's called the VNAV speed band. It basically shows you where VNAV will trigger the spool up of the engines or the spool down of the engines. That's basically what it comes down to. It's a carrier option, so not all carriers have it. Some carriers do, some don't. Oops. Daily, well, you can always watch it, and then we'll probably do a few more tests over the weekend. I mean, Zibo has been pumping the updates to us, you know, every few minutes we've had updates, so we're probably going to do a few more streams on the weekend. Right. Let's have a look here. I don't want to go look at the freaking clouds again. I want to see if that thing actually grows. But look at the target speed, you see.
Approaching transition.
What did you say? How do we enter this again?
Nico, just double check on your VNAV cruise page. Current. Oh no, you're descending. So
Yeah.
Ah, he's just introduced something, hasn't he, about descent speeds? In this latest update, there was a comment, wasn't there, about
Transition
it?
level.
Yeah, can't remember what it was. Why can I not set the speed to 10? Okay, so you can do them separately, but not as a whole. That's crazy. Okay, well, let's not fiddle with that. There it's flickering for me to look. You see, now it is supposed to go from the small picture into the big picture. You guys see that? But it obviously shouldn't flicker like this. It should be stable. The small picture should go away and the big picture should be there. Okay, so, ooh, look at that. Look at that. And look at the speed. It's gone back up there. Look. It went all the way down. It's just gone back up. And even the target speed is set there, but doing weird things. And that, guys, is why we test it. So we can sit back, write the reports, and then Zibo can analyze and fix. At least we can see it's trying to go bigger. I've got my speed brake up, and this engine, the engines are spooling up, and I'm braking it. Can you believe it? And there it's gone stable. Look at that. It's gone stable now. And there you can see the path that it's going to fly to go into a left-hand pattern, because we want it to fly a left-hand pattern. So it's going to go past, turn in, hit the left. So that seems to be working.
That's the one you wanted to do, isn't it, Nico?
Of course, of course. Yeah, we're getting fancy now. And look, now it's gone to 210. Exactly where we want it. But, I mean, that speed going up and down like a yo-yo is weird.
Now, you remember that below 14,000 feet, hold patterns the max speed.
You're breaking up, Mac.
I'm just trying to get to the page. Below 14,000, the max hold speed is 230
knots.
Knots, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it went down to 210. That's why I set it to 210. And then it ignored it again, and it increased the speed, and now it's bringing it back again.
There are 3 bands of hold pattern. There's holding 14,000 feet and below, which you do at 230 knots max. Then there's another band from 14,000 to 20,000, and that is 240 knots. Above 20,000 to 34,000 is 265 knots, and above 34,000 is Mach 0.83.
That's useful information. Thank you, Mac.
I believe that's CAA rather than FAA rules. They might change. I think there's a slight variation in America.
Possible. Alright, okay, so it's drawing it, or it's flying it slightly different to what I envisaged, but I get the idea. So it's now going right hand around, then it will teardrop back and then go into the left hand pattern. So I moved my mouse differently, but we get the idea. It's still gonna fly it properly. And my coffee is just finished. Thank you, Don.
That's interesting, Nico. Because you hadn't set a altitude specific for that hold.
It picked one.
It's picked one, but it's in magenta in the legs page. Whereas when it was in bold, it wasn't. If you look at your legs page on the other FMC.
Yeah, I'm looking at it this side as well.
That's what I was expecting. You should get magenta and magenta for the hold.
Yeah, but in the first hold it didn't. It was only the speed that was magenta.
Yes, exactly.
Have you always wanted to be a pilot? $1,000 to level off.
There we go. It's coming back diagonally in the teardrop now.
Now, Paul, when you watch, when it gets to the center point, if you're watching Nico's stream, it'll go straight, and then just before it's supposed to turn left to head towards that fixed point again, it kinks back to the right before it turns left, and that's when mine ended up flying outside the magenta line.
Right, let's watch.
And I ended up, if you look at the deviation at the bottom there, I ended up 2 miles outside the magenta line.
Alright, I've zoomed in and let's see. Dealy, yeah. You must check some of the documentation we have here. Mac was showing me earlier. Oi. On paper and the math and the angles and the stuff that you have to take. Oh, there it goes right, a little bit right, Mac. But it's still okay.
There you see it, yeah, it kicks to the right, doesn't it? And then it goes back to the left. And by that time, when it's corrected itself, it doesn't. It's now looking to go outside, it can't get back over the waypoint exactly. Look.
Okay, we'll have a look. We'll check it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, if you've got the tools to look at and so on, it's easier. It helps. Yeah, it's definitely wide at this time, eh?
Yeah. But you've got exactly the same as I've been seeing, Nico, so it's not just my flying.
Yeah. I'm just opening that speed window a little bit to make sure it doesn't go and accelerate again.
And as Max said earlier, there's lots of spare bank angle available if it wanted to get back
Oh
there.
yeah, no, lots and lots of spare bank angle. Wow. If you have 151 and that is V2 plus 20, it means that your V2 is 131, and that means that your Boeing is empty with very little fuel. So I'm not sure how correct that is. I actually am querying the validity of that 151 being V2 plus 20, because V2, if V2 is 151, then V2 plus 20 will be 171, and then it will be correct. It definitely shouldn't maintain 151. That much I can say. It should go faster. So if your values are correct, then it should go to 171, which is V2 plus 20. But as far as I know, can't we set the V speeds as well in the EFB? Damn it, I haven't looked at that in a while. I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to look for it. But I think you can set the V2 speed to be either plus 15 or plus 20.
Yeah. That for that to happen, Andrea, did you have the speed window open? Because I don't think you've got speed into vent window open, perhaps with showing a flaps 1 speed of 171. Because if the window was blank with the speeds in, and it was just VNAV controlling it, that might be different. That's all. Just.
Put the video that we discussed. Let's check the whole video how you do it, because I'm just thinking out loud now. If you do a heading select takeoff and you engage autopilot over just let's call it 400 feet, then you're going to have a level change situation, which should also give you V2 plus the 15 or the plus the 20, depending on your option. And then the speed window will be open, but it will not be VNAV handling it. It will be level change. So your N1 will be handling it. Anyway, damn it, we are a bit wide, eh? If I look at my ANP, Mac, my ANP is still 0.04, which means that it's the track that's drawn incorrectly. The aircraft is where it's supposed to be, but the magenta line...
The white diamond, your 1 point... No, the white diamond.
Oh, there. Sorry, I see. Yeah, I've got it. I was looking at ANP. I don't know why I did that.
You're 2.8 right of track.
Yeah, now I'm 1.5 by my side. But anyway, yeah, sorry. I looked at the wrong place. That's true. Damn it. Okay, well, I'm going to exit and arm this exit because we don't want to do this again. So it's in the turn, it's not using all the bank angle available. So it goes wide, but look, now it's back on the track.
But it was originally thrown off when it went across the center of the hold. It kinked to the right before it went back to the left.
It did.
No reason for it to kink to the right.
Yeah, no, true.
Or not that I understand. And
of course. Hendrik, what you need to do is check your noise on your controllers. Make sure you've calibrated everything properly in the tablet, because VNAV, once it's engaged, it shouldn't kick out unless you command it to go away.
Okay, 9,500 feet below profile.
Yeah, it needs to now make its turn, come back.
Is it 27 miles around back to the hold fix?
No idea.
So I think it normally hits 0, isn't it, when it gets to the
Yes.
hold fix?
It's supposed to.
This is a question that Paul and I actually asked of a real pilot, and he said it was so long since he had done a hold that he couldn't remember. So he's going to check it out for us. If there's any real pilots here who exploit 737s who can give us the knowledge, please pass it on.
Yeah. Hendrik, no, fair enough. You guys must never be shy to ask a question or make a statement. We're not here to give each other marks. You know, it's not about right and wrong. I've made 2 or 3 stupid comments in the span of this stream, which I've had to correct. You know, we're human. That's how we operate. So if you have a question or want to make a statement, we're going to debate it, you know, and let the best man win.
Right, Andrea, there's definitely something I've just twigged from your last statement. VNAV does not engage until the aircraft is 400 feet above ground level.
Yes.
So that is why the speed window will remain open until you get to 400 feet.
Yeah. But that's about it then. Andrea, but if all else fails, stick to the plan A. That was to make the video. You know, talk us through it, show us, and then it's going to be easy enough to see. We can also then recreate it and also say to you, well, this is what we find or what not and why we find it. I don't mind debating it, like I just said. I mean, I give everybody an open invitation to debate any point with us. But if we don't know, we also have to go and find out. And that's why we've got all these wonderful real-world pilots in the team, you know. Just press their buttons and get answers.
How's your flight going, Paul?
I've not started one, Mac.
Oh,
Thought I'd watch the stream. And,
okay, no, it's fine.
I'm kind of anticipating another fix within the hour, somehow. So, I might not start.
What's your alarm clock set for in the morning?
I see you are mad.
Tomorrow doesn't matter. Oh, how does it? Nah, it's fine for the morning. No problem. It can be a late night, Mac.
No, it can't. I've got to be up in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I said yesterday.
It's flown this hold, Paul. It's that parallel entry hold that doesn't seem to comply, but the hold I'm doing at the moment is complied and followed the magenta rigorously all the way around.
Yeah, it does seem to depend on the flavour of the hold.
And I thought there's a lovely shot at the moment on my stream. It shows you where you've got an expanded hold when you're close to the hold 3 minutes, and look at my next hold, which is close by a pole, and it's still compacted.
Yes. No, that's great.
Guys, listen, when I finish the stream, I'm gonna go sleep. I didn't have a good night last night, so I hope you will excuse me, but I'm really tired now.
Yeah, sure.
You know, you can ping me if you really need me, but I need rest.
You're going to turn your phone off?
No, I can't do that. No, same if my father or my brother needs me, I can't switch it off. Or if David needs me, it's gonna be nasty to turn it off.
Just that I get the impression sometimes you'll hear a ping and you think, ooh, is that another fix? And I think that wakes you up again.
Yeah, it does. I woke up 4 AM this morning after about 3 hours sleep. The first thing I looked at was all the messages between Mac and Zibo there.
Okay, 1,000 below.
I'm streaming in Discord if you guys want to see the live picture, by the way, and enable that for you and Mac there. I'm already at about 200 now in the stream, or on my side at least. So.
And then it should just go bing, disappear.
Yeah, it's dipped the nose. It's now rushing down onto the VNAV path. Hello, Arthur. Interesting. So, guys on stream, I hope you enjoy watching us fiddling and messing around. I mean, it's not as if we're doing any tutorial kind of work here, but I mean, there's still value in some of the stuff we chat about. It's just nice to do it on a stream. For me, I like it. So I hope you enjoy it.
Oh yes, Nico, I enjoy it very much.
Thank you.
Learn a lot every time, even if it's a test.
Excellent. That's good news.
Makes me think.
Yeah.
And it makes me read some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Mac, remember we did talk about that PPOS, that present position situation.
Yeah. I'll have to read up again. I'm not certain whether it's implemented in the Zibo.
Well, this is it. I don't think it's implemented, is it?
It is.
We haven't tested it. I haven't tested it. So that was the next question. You know, why haven't we tested it?
That's my question. That's why I asked you before, Nico, because the PPOS holding works, and it works excellently, but you still have to manage the speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to go read up on it as well because I honestly haven't tested it.
Yeah, there's a PPOS putting a holding at a PPOS position. I did read it and I can't remember it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, like I said, Christer, we did talk about it, but that's how far it went. We didn't do anything about it, just talk about it. Anyway, okay, so Steve, Hendrik, and Scotsman, thank you so much for your feedback there. Hendrik, I'm not sure if you mean see you later that you're leaving, but if you are, thank you for watching. It was nice having you here. And yeah, I like doing this. It's just nice to share a little bit so you guys can see what happens behind the scene, you know. I mean, and if we make a mistake like I've done in the stream, you'll be corrected and we say sorry and we just move on. And that's how we debate it. That's how we work through it. And how the one guy points out something the other guy didn't see, and you know, and collectively the magic happens.
We help each other, Nico.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the point.
Right, so we are 18.8 nautical miles from the threshold there. This is an RNP 0.11 style approach. I can already see the Ian diamonds there, our ghost pointers. Anticipation cues to be correct now. So we're gonna try use Ian if we can. And the big thing about landing at this airport is do not land on the Air Force base. Make sure you land at the right airport. There's a silly Air Force base just on the left, right in front of this airport. Yeah.
That's really nice scenery.
Yeah, this is the Orbex True Earth, the HD model, but I mean you can see there's a lot of color, you know, problems in the satellite imaging, but it's still nice. When we don't do a test flight and we actually do a group flight, this is a nice short little flight for a group flight just on a Saturday quickly. You guys must check the mountains. When you come over these mountains, it is flippin' awesome scenery looking back that way where we came from. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, Scotsman, yeah, I don't think they'll really do that. It's a nice laugh, but I remember back in the day when me and Jorge used to fly this route, he told me of a couple of incidents that he know that the guys actually made the mistake. They landed the wrong place. Arthur, we haven't finished VNAV, and just to reiterate what we said in the beginning of the stream, the big fixes, everything that's happening now is not so much adding new things, it's replacing the old XLUA code with new C++. So if that is an indication, there's a lot of coding that is still in XLUA that still needs to come. So VNAV is definitely one of them that still really needs a bit of work. But for the rest, I mean, there's a million lines of code in that FMC, you know, in this whole mod. So it's going to take a while to recode everything into C++. You know, it's an ongoing effort. And with every C++ update, Zibo also makes it more real, you know, brings it more in line with the real aircraft. So I think we're in for a nice surprise still for the future.
And even better, Nico, is that for each update with the C++, the Zibo mod is getting more and more stable.
Yes.
And the FPS gets better and better.
Yeah.
So that's just goodies, benefits.
Absolutely.
Of this work.
A couple of the weaknesses in the current VNAV controls have already been pointed out, which Zibo has acknowledged, and he will address when he gets around to writing the C++ code for the VNAV element of the Zibo.
Yeah. Yep. Things are happening, guys. Things are really happening. It's shaping up very nicely. See, there's the Air Force base. See,
Flaps 15 set.
And that's our airport over there. I've got a funny feeling we're not on the line there.
You get there.
Yeah, we're a little bit off center.
Yeah,
we'll check now.
Bit. But you get there. That's the beauty of Ian.
Yeah.
It's not always a straight line.
Flaps 30 set.
But
Alright, speed brake, flaps, auto brake, light seat belts, done. We're ready to land. 3 greens.
Taxi lights on.
Andrea, no, I don't know if that's normal. That sounds like a bit of a stretch. I'm used to the plus 15 or the plus 20. But do your video, then I'll do one as well, and then we compare notes, and then we can ask the real pilots. How's that? That's going to be the most proper answer.
1,000 to level off.
Approaching minimums. 400.
Okay, I'm going to let it slide on until it shouts autopilot.
Minus 166. Okay.
200. 100.
Alright, that's interesting. It actually never shouted autopilot.
You have to wait until 50 feet.
No, it disconnected. It automatically disconnected the autopilot for me without doing that, Krister.
Oh,
So,
that's strange.
yeah, that's very strange. That's not supposed to be that way.
Nice one, sir.
Yeah, it would have been an interesting conversation. After landing procedure.
And the nice chat with
After
the
landing
lovely people
procedure.
with the guns.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine they find Escobar in your plane? Oh, come on. Oh, no, that'll be the end.
One day he'll be there, I promise.
After landing procedure completed. Flaps up. And set.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, for us here, this is a brilliant way of sharing with you. You know, we've had that discussion already. If you're late to the party, go watch, rewind, just watch the stream again. Lots of information available. Yeah, and then we just take it from there. You guys must have a good rest of your Friday, and remember, tomorrow morning we'll be back here early. What's it, 700 Zulu? We usually do the stream. I don't know where I'm taxiing, so just forgive me for that. I'm probably just gonna stop over here. Why not? Call it a day, and then yeah, we'll probably do a couple more test streams over the weekend, and you guys are welcome to join us anytime.
Thank you for streaming, Nico. Excellent.
You're welcome. Thank you for watching, Krister. Shutdown procedure. Kwai Martin.
Shutdown procedure.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Nico.